application was basically like false, like it was just a fraud basically, that's what they called it. Otherwise the case would get rejected. Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing my and my husband's immigration process completely in detail, so make sure you keep watching. My husband and I had our nikah done on April 24th, 2017. We applied the following year for immigration and it was under family sponsorship, and the next category was spousal immigration. So that's what we applied under, and we waited a year because it was really hectic, like because I didn't hire any lawyer or anything. I had to fill out all the forms myself and my husband was helping me. So that's why it took like a year, and I was studying at the same time, so it got really hectic with studying and filling out all these papers, because since it was like a very like serious thing, like you're applying for immigration, it's not like you get something like wrong and then you can try again, like if you mess up an information in the papers or something. So I printed them in like a rough copy, so I filled them out by hand first, and then we realized that like when we went online, we realized that we were supposed to fill it out online instead of in paper. So you would fill it out online, you would print it out, and then you would get the signature of both the applicant, me, and no wait, sorry. you would get the signature of the applicant, which would be my husband, and the sponsor, which would be me. So that's what we did. We printed out the forms and then we sent it to him. He signed it and then they came back. And then we applied for immigration, and we applied around mid-April, and I received an email of the acknowledgement of receipt, yeah, around April 24th, which was the day, like 1 year after our nikah. And then after that, it was just waiting. I found out that 2 months time is basically normal until they start processing your application, which was completely normal. In June, I think Hassan or I'm not sure who received it, but one of us received an email saying that they had approved me as a sponsor, and that the application for sponsorship has started. Once the entire process of sponsorship started happening, we received an email online. So you go online, you make an account. Most people register through GCKey, but I did do the other one through my bank account. And then a couple days later, we received an email from them that I had forgot to submit a document, which was like, I was like freaking out then. I was like, oh my goodness, they're gonna reject the application. I forgot a document, and I was just like completely freaking out. But alhamdulillah, nothing like that happened. And then in June, Hassan received his medical request, which means that he had to get his medical assessment done. And it usually takes about a month because it's really packed over there. Like if you've ever been to one of the medical assessment centers in Pakistan, it's very crowded, and they usually give you like an appointment time 2 to 3 weeks after you've called or you've come in to get an appointment. So that's what it was. It took 2 to 3 weeks. So around that time we were just waiting. And just a side note that I'd like to add around like just over here before I get into the rest of the entire process. So what we were planning on doing was we were gonna stick with the nikah first. So just the marriage certificate, basically, just like that part of the marriage, we were gonna stick with that and apply for immigration. And then when he would receive his visa, we would do the rukhsati, which is like the rest of the wedding. But unfortunately, things didn't go according to plan because there was like a lot of chaos around the end time, which I'll get into later on in the video. But that was what our plan was. A fellow friend of mine mentioned that before her husband's immigration process, like her case, she was applying for her husband. Before, it was forwarded to CPC, which is Case Processing Center, which is an international office. If you guys have done immigration, you know like what I'm talking about and everything. So before it was sent there, they had their medical done, and any documents that they were missing, they were asked to send. So before it was sent there, IRCC, which is a very long name that I don't remember the entire thing of, but it's basically immigration, like the government that you're dealing with. So IRCC, they mentioned to my friend that you should have your rukhsati before we would process your case any further. So that's what they did. They got married and everything. So in my case, like me and my husband's case, so our application was sent to London, UK. So since my friend's application, before it was sent to the visa office, they asked for the rest of the Ruxti and the honeymoon documents. Since in our case, they didn't ask for any of that, we assumed that they wouldn't need it and they would issue the visa without it, and then we would do the rest of the events when Hassan got his visa. But unfortunately, nothing happened according to that. Instead, it was very, very weird. Let me tell you how. Okay. So as soon as it was sent to London, okay, so I think it was sent in July 2018, all the way until the next year, 2019, June, we heard nothing from them, like zero. We had zero contact with immigration. We tried calling them, emailing them, and like everything, but zero reply at all. It was just like they saw that it was sent to London, and then they completely ignored us for an entire year. That was one of the most painful years of my life. Like, just imagine, like you're applying for something, and then like you don't hear any response from like the people that have your visa. Like, you have no idea what's going on, and then for one entire year they don't talk to you, they don't email you, nothing. You try emailing them and they just tell you that it's processing. Like why was it taking so long? Why is it taking 1 year to process everything, when all of like my other friends who applied for their husbands, their immigration process was done in 8 months? So like it was just a very painful year. During that year, around March, my dad, he messaged like one of his friends, and he found out from there that you should email the MP of your city. And if you don't know what an MP is, the MP is the member of parliament of your city. Every city has a different MP, so if you guys are struggling with that, then you should look up the MP of your city and email them. So that's what we did. We emailed them, and I was not in contact with the direct MP, but an assistant of the MP. So we were in contact, we were talking, and I mentioned how my application has been stuck on the same step for an entire year. There's no updates. I have no idea what's going on, but unfortunately, I don't want to be mean, so basically they were completely useless. They did nothing that could bring change to my application or where my application was. Like, they didn't provide any new information. It was just all the same information, and instead of that, so immigration made me wait a year, and then the MP and their assistant made me wait almost around, so March I emailed them, and then May, and then June I received an email back from the MP's assistant. 3 months. Imagine, I've been waiting for an entire year, first of all, right? And then like I'm trying to contact someone for help, because that's what they say, that if you have any issues, try contacting your MP. So I tried contacting them, and they were of no help whatsoever. Every time I emailed them, they kept saying wait 7 business days, wait 2 to 3 more weeks, and on and on and on, until 3 months go by, no reply from them whatsoever. And then around April, my semester had finished, and I had just I was just done giving my finals. So we had planned to go to Pakistan for the rest of my wedding and Ruxti. This was nothing like in relation to immigration or anything. It was just that we planned it because like my entire family was free around that time. Zad was free. Like, I was just done giving my finals, and my parents, of course, they were free too. So we planned it. We left in May to Pakistan, and the wedding was supposed to be in June, which it did happen, alhamdulillah. And then we reached Pakistan in May, and we were busy with Ramadan, and we were busy with all the wedding preparations, especially in the very crazy hot weather. Again, nothing, no contact from immigration, no contact from the MP's assistant or the MP herself, or like anyone that I emailed for help, basically. So June comes around, so it's around like 5 June, and my wedding, my Ruxti, was planned for the 8th, and my Valima, the reception, was planned for the 9th. I receive an email from immigration. Wow, like, thank you so much. Like you literally made me wait a year, and then you decided to email me, and like, do you realize what they emailed me? They emailed me, first of all, they were asking questions about why why we submitted our application 1 year late, and how they thought our application was basically like false, like it was just a fraud basically, that's what they called it. And then they told us to do the rest of the wedding, the honeymoon and everything within a month, and send them all of the proof, otherwise the case would get rejected. First of all, I would just like to say this is very, very unprofessional. You completely ignore the person that has applied for immigration for an entire year, and then you give them a month of time to do an entire wedding and a honeymoon. Like I just don't understand that. But luckily, alhamdulillah, we were already in Pakistan and my wedding was 3 days later. So it just all kind of worked out. Anyways, aside from that, so around June 5th, I received that email from immigration. And then on the 12th of June, I received an email from the MP's assistant that immigration must have reached out to you. And in June, Hassan's medical expired, so we had to get his re-medical done, and then the entire wedding and honeymoon. So basically it was a very tight like schedule. So we got married and literally I did not get to enjoy the days like after my wedding and everything, because we were just busy with immigration. So it was the day after my walima, we started printing out all the wedding photos, just like writing all the things that we're supposed to and all that. And then we had a 3-day honeymoon. Like, thank you again to immigration for giving us such short notice, but we had a 3-day honeymoon, and we had a 3-day honeymoon, and then we came back, printed out all those pictures, and then finally mailed it. Around July, Hassan received his pre-arrival letter, which was one of the happiest days of our lives. Like, imagine like 1.5 years you've spent on such a stressful process, and now you're getting your visa. So he got his pre-arrival, and then he got his passport request while we were in Skardu. He received his request then, so he submitted his passport, and then around almost less than a week later he got it back. And our flight was on August 2nd, and you would never guess when he got his passport back. He got it back on the afternoon of the 1st. Like, wow, that was just crazy. Like, we were never expecting it. Like, I was so sad just packing that like I would have to go without him and whatnot. But yeah, and then like even then when he got it, we were still like deciding like when he would come. I jokingly said that, oh, it would be so much fun if you came along like right now with us, which I would have never expected to come true, but it came true. So in a matter of like around 2 hours, Hassan and his dad, they finalized the ticket to be on the same flight as me and mom's. And yeah, so like in a matter of hours, I had to like just pack everything of mine, because you know no one packs like a week before. We always pack the night before. So I had to pack all of my stuff and then his stuff, and then it was just going crazy. And yeah, it was just all crazy. But yeah, so to those people who say that Hassan's immigration process was like, wow, really quick, no, it wasn't. It took more than 1 year. Yeah, that was a really long video, and I honestly don't even know how long it's gonna be. But if you guys stayed around till the end, then thank you so much for listening to my entire process of immigration, which was very, very stressful. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, then make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye.